Using the actual Switch 2 has got me really excited to try out a lot of these games that we're picking up on sale on the new system. I played Civilization 7 for ages using mouse mode, and you could see the improvements in performance there, the way it never went below 30 FPS. So yeah, it's a good time actually, I think, to pick up some games. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself. If you missed that video, go check it out. The experience has got me hyped again. Now remember, we are giving away a Switch OLED thanks to one of the subscribers on the channel who's provided the Tears of the Kingdom edition. The winner will be announced next week in a community post, so make sure you're subscribed if you're interested in that. All you have to do is just leave normal comments. You don't have to do anything special. And we're going to go through the videos and kind of find that common thread. And that doesn't mean spamming 900 messages, please give me the console. That's not going to work out well. All right, what are the best games on sale this week? Well, let's find out. First up, we've got the fantastic Baldo and the Guardian Owls. I love these developers. I actually messaged them and was like, look, I know your game. I've just seen it's on sale finally. Like, we need to team up and do something. But they're always so busy because they're quite a small team. I think it's Nap's team. Look, let's just stick it at the start of the video anyway because it's amazing. The reason it's amazing is because they went back after the fact. Like, this launched in a bad state. There's no two ways about it. They were really passionate about making something amazing, but I think the scope of it was just too much. It was missing some core gameplay mechanics. Some things were just janky. And I kept revisiting the game, going back to it after each patch, messaging them, having chats with them behind the scenes, saying like, look, come on, this is, you know, this could help, that could help. And they're really good guys. They're not so proud that they're not willing to chat to you and discuss, you know, why they did certain things. And then they just implemented more and more improvements, and now it's at a stage where it's a really good game. It still has a few janky aspects, but there's also a load of new content. You're looking at over 50 hours of gameplay in there, and it's like a classic Zelda almost. I really enjoyed it, and I think it's worth the time investment. It has that lovely Studio Ghibli art style that came before AI could do such things. And yes, for that person saying Ghibli, it's Ghibli. I know, I always pronounced it Ghibli until I found out that the Japanese pronunciation is a J. I was like, oh man, okay. It's probably not, is it? It's probably somewhere in the middle, but either way, Baldo, the Guardian Owls, at its cheapest ever price, it is a great little pickup. As is Dave the Diver, down to its cheapest ever price. This has had so many content updates. I've actually just restarted this one on my Steam Deck just because I wanted to play it at 60 FPS. So it's another one that if you own it on Switch, because this developer is so active, I cannot see them not putting out a 60 FPS patch. I know that the performance ones, they come free, don't they, if you're a Nintendo Online subscriber, something like that. It's still not very clear, is it, what Nintendo are doing with the upgrade system for Switch 2. But either way, you're going to get a good performing experience because it runs well as it is. You take on the role of Dave, who runs a little sushi bar during the day. And then at night time, well, is it night time or is it just later in the day? I can't even remember. You dive under the ocean, you're spearfishing for various different breeds, and then you use that as your ingredients. Sounds a bit savage actually, doesn't it? That one's down 35% until April the 27th, which takes it to £11.04. It's just a 2.6 gig download as well. We have a full review of that. Check out our review of Dave the Diver if that one appeals to you. After that then, we've got Oceanhorn 2, Knights of the Lost Realm, which is down to its cheapest. It's 65% off until May the 7th. And this is not on sale in America, sadly. It's just £8.74 and a 3.7 gig download. The team, the Oceanhorn team, the first game was really well received. Like, people loved it. Had that top-down, old-school Zelda look, and then this one went more 3D Zelda, but not Breath of the Wild, really. It is more of a curated experience. They're actually good games, surprisingly so. I just think they picked the wrong price point to launch, like they were just too expensive. So for about £8, that's not too bad at all. If you're interested in that, we have a review of Oceanhorn 2. That sale goes on until May the 7th. FEZ is one of the best games we've got on Switch, honestly. It's incredible. It's 66% off at the moment. That's its cheapest. It's £4.28. This is really cool because the developer of this actually had to create a new engine, like a new tech engine, because he wanted to have this 2D platformer that you could rotate the world in. And it turned out that at the time, at least, that was really not something that had been done. So he just had to like write the code himself. It took ages, but it all comes together beautifully. FEZ is an amazing game. You've got freedom to move backwards and forwards between the different areas. You can enter buildings. You'll rotate the screen to solve puzzles, and it has a delightful soundtrack. At £4.28, just perfect. Such a perfect sales pickup. I think this scored in the 90s. Amazing game. It's just 1.2 gigs to download. Guns of Fury is down to its cheapest price. It's 20% off, but it looks like a run and gun, doesn't it? It looks like you took Metal Slug and made it a Metroidvania, and that's exactly what it is. It's such a perfect combo, like that pixel art style. The shooting gameplay is pick up and play, and then all of a sudden it just switches things up with the Metroidvania aspects of it that if you like that genre, you are going to click with very quickly. I loved this. I thought this was a great game and quite a surprise in a period where we're expecting the Switch to be winding down. At £10.39, I think it's really good value on sale. Just 218 megs to download. And that sale for Guns of Fury goes on until April the 30th. Go check out the review if you're interested. It's only fair that America, you get your region-only sale, and you've got Xuan Sword 7, which is 40% off, and that's its cheapest. This is like The Witcher 3 meets Romance of the Three Kingdoms. There's a guy whose sister basically suffers a terrible and slightly unfortunate incident right at the beginning of the game, and it's up to him, and he's joined with her in some form, I don't want to spoil it, and he travels across the land to try and solve her current predicament. I'm really trying to skirt around spoilers, but we do have a review of this one if you're interested in knowing a bit more about it. It's a fun game and a 9.4 gig download. That's Xuan Sword 7, 40% off until April 25th. Cassette Beasts has had so many patches. If you've not played this and you like Pokemon, but you also like games that are a little faster paced, if you enjoy co-op, you'll love this. So you store the creatures on these cassette tapes and then you bring out those cassettes to battle them and fight them against others. The world also has some platforming to it as well and some environmental puzzle solving. There's a town in there. They added in so much content after launch, I don't think most people realized. The game was already like high 80s, but I think if we were to re-review it, you'd be looking at about 90%. It's brilliant. It's just £10.79 at the minute. That goes on until April the 22nd, and it's a 917 meg download. Do go check out the review we've got on the channel though if you want a little more info. Atom RPG. Now, I love my old school classic RPGs. If you've not played Fallout 1 and 2, you're missing out. But Atom RPG is 80% off until April the 17th. It's just £4.85, and it is so much like, you know, like Wasteland. Have you heard of that game? It's like a mixture of Wasteland, Fallout, and I think it's called Broken Roads, which is on Switch. Stick those all in a pot, stir them up, and then sprinkle in a little bit of Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl, and you've got Atom RPG. It does have a little bit of that Euro jank about it, like some of the writing and stuff, you're like, but the actual game and the story and the world, they come together really nicely. It's 4.2 gigs to download, and as I say, that is EU only for the sale on Atom RPG. Batman Arkham City or Arkham Asylum. In America, you've got a 60% discount on all of them in their individual forms, so $9.99 per game. The reason I'm mentioning the single ones is because I wouldn't be picking up Night, not unless I was guaranteed I was getting a Switch 2 and I could play it properly. But in the UK, we have a deal 60% off on the bundle that has all 3 games in. So if you're willing to take the hit and just, you know, get on with Night knowing that the performance isn't great, then Asylum and City are excellent and brilliant action adventure games. I think each game's around 12 gigs, so you will need quite a bit of storage space. And actually, on the subject of storage space, the new Switch 2 uses that Express card format. and they're stupidly expensive. Like, they are ridiculous. It's because they are such new tech and they run so much faster than the old Class 10 cards. If you already know you're getting a Switch 2, check out the official cards they're releasing, because they're about half the price of the Lexar ones, which seem to be the only big brand doing them. I know that that's not the case. There are some SanDisk ones, but yeah, check out the official ones. They're for once the cheapest way to buy them. The last one then is Berserk Boy. I always look at the word Berserk and I'm like, it doesn't look right. I have a slightly unusual brain, and to me that says Berserk. What am I talking about? It's 40% off until April the 17th. Very Mega Man-esque, fast-paced, enjoyable pixel art style, £9.59. This was from a very small team, and I think they were quite taken aback by how much people loved it. It's 1.2 gigs to download. I feel like we have a review of it. It wasn't me that did that one though, I don't think. I think it might have been Asdin. Quality game and decent price. Alright, that then takes us onto our Savaloy selection, our Fed Cooks, our Costco hot dogs. And I apologise to Siobhan last week. She said she had a Costco hot dog, and I implied that she may have made that story up because I didn't think we had Costco in the UK, but we do. So I sincerely apologise. I shall double my Savaloy rations to make up for it. First we have Gorogoa. 85% off. Really an incredibly well-designed puzzle game where you slide in things around and then it creates new images and you almost like move through it. It's surprisingly cerebral, and I won't say it's relaxing because at times I found it a bit stressful where I just couldn't figure out what goes where. But in terms of gameplay design, this is excellent. It's just £2.24, 85% off, and a 498 meg download. Butcher is 80% off, that's £1.79. A pretty gory platform action game. Quite dark, a bit adult in nature, but good fun, honestly. That one's on sale until April the 29th. And Super Daryl Deluxe is 90% off. This was a real strange game when I first played it. I was like, what the heck is this? It feels like that, who's that guy that goes, gosh? You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, I've forgotten the name of it. But it feels like it's inspired by that character. And you control it in real time. It's set in this like high school. But then it's almost like an RPG. I really enjoyed it though. It was a weird mashup that just worked for me at least. That's 90% off until April the 17th. There is a very old review of it on the channel that's pretty darn cringy, but still, you know, you're going to get the information that you need. And that's it for the week. Hopefully you found something that you like, that you enjoy. As I said at the start, you can win a Switch OLED Tears of the Kingdom edition. We'll be announcing that in about a week's time. If you're hyped for the Switch 2 or you're not, go check out the video that we put out on Friday. I think we do a reasonable job of showing you some of the mechanics that we haven't really seen in other content, or I haven't noticed, especially things like the mouse mode. We go into detail on that. Thanks to our Patreons, our members, all of you that enjoy the content. We've got a number of new members. I think we're up to like 22 now, which is awesome. Make sure you're using those emojis. As always, for all things Switch, all the time, keep it Switch up. Cheers, guys. See ya!